Hi, everybody, and welcome to Art Conspiracy. I'm Amy. This is my video channel dealing with all different kinds of art ideas, the practice of art, as well as appreciating art, even if you're a non-practicing artist or just an audience member. Anyway, welcome. So happy to see you here. I have a really fun video that I want to make for you today. A lot of people are intimidated by figure drawing. And you can spend years learning how to draw the figure. And I certainly did, spent years in the studio with the nude models and learning all the anatomy. But often you're just wanting to make small figures or populate sort of maybe your urban sketch or street scenes, and you just need essential information to draw the figure. And this video is about that a little bit. It's also about portraiture in a way, because portraits are not necessarily just about the likeness of the person, but it can be the essence of the person. It can be the pose of the person or the environment or, the suggestion of a person. And that's the kind of images that we're going to deal with today, or the image that we're going to deal with today. So let me share my screen with you. I'm going to show you a couple things. Okay. I have done a series called In the Mirror, and I live in Thailand, and it's very inexpensive to go travel around, stay at a guest house. And over the years that I have lived here, 7 years, I have traveled a lot. And I have made it my practice that every time I go to a place where it's not home, I'm away, I draw myself in a mirror somewhere. And it's become really fun because every environment's different. And I have to sort of be creative about the lighting or when I do it, or, what time of day it is and what it looks like, how big I am. It's not really about me so much as it's about me in this place. And it's a document of my being in a particular place at a particular time. And I've done, I think, about 150 of these, believe it or not. And they're so much fun to look at. It's just a great series. So here is one of them. And again, it's a big environment, and I am really tiny. And the truth is, my little portrait here is literally, a quarter of an inch, a half an inch big. And it reads as a person, you know what you're seeing, but there is actually very little information. Um, so let me just show you what looks like blown up. This is my little figure that is in the mirror in there. It's very few lines. There's only one eye, in fact, just a little line for a nose. And the slightest suggestion of a mouth can give you an expression. So it's very powerful, actually. And it doesn't take much to say human face, human body, if you know what the essential information is. So here's another one I want to show you, another in the mirror um, image, and then the close-up of what that information actually looks like. And here's one more. And you can see, from afar, everything seems to be there. The closer you get, the more you realize that it's very, very simplified information, but it's enough. It's enough. So I'm actually going to do one for you today. I had this idea since I am homebound or stuck at home, like most of us are. I'm in the Zoom, looking in the Zoom window all the time. And I thought, well, that's my mirror these days. So I'm going to do a demo of an in the mirror looking into the Zoom window, which I think will be really fun. So I'm going to do a drawing and a watercolor. So let me get set up and get going. And we're back. I've never done this before. It's an experiment. I don't have the foggiest idea how this is going to turn out, but I'm game. I'm going to work in marker because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And also it's brave. And I want to do this quickly, and pencil just makes me feel more timid for some reason. So I'm going to just jump in with marker. I got two different markers. One's a little bit lighter for the background. Anyway, I'm going to try to ignore my iPad that's hovering here in space in front of me, but it's kind of cool. I have the window, it's already my composition, and my head is touching the top. So I'm just going to place myself in here. Let's see. Okay. Here I am. Whoa. And my shoulders are beautifully tipped. That's kind of fun. Got the orange dress. My butt sticking out. Now I'm a little bigger than I am in those typical in the mirror drawings, but that's fine. Anyway, here we go. Coming down, so far so good. Clavicles are good. Simplified face. Okay, I get the angle of my face. I draw it as a generic head because I'm moving around. Every time I look up, my head's in a slightly different place. So I'm just gonna decide where it's gonna be based on the ear and the nose. That gives me my rotation. There we go. And then just suggest lipness. And this is always fun. When you're doing glasses, find where the glasses are on the bridge of your nose. And then, wow. Again, I'm not being careful. I'm having fun. And my eyes are like, hi, because I'm looking up at you, looking up at what's happening. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll take it. I can always change some things once I start painting. So this is just sort of my preliminary. Got those eyebrows. Okay, good. Now this is actually the fun part. Here's my butt sticking out. So I'm leaning over. This is the fun part. I'm not going to do this chair. Get that out of there. Maybe it'll just be a little corner. But I like doing very simplified backgrounds coming at me in space. There's something here. It's a chair, but who cares? Then we have a doorway. It's a little wonky. Oh yeah, this is kind of fun. Here, coming down, lighting fixture. There's another one. They're kind of fun shapes, just hovering in space in the background. It's kind of dark. There we go. I'm just picking out the elements that I like. Not worrying too much about any extraneous detail. Okay, I can't really see what's going on over here. But what I do like is that I have this V shape of the architecture coming down into my head, which I am the center of interest after all, and then going up. So I got that on there, and we know it's architecture. We know there's a wall in here, something going on. I'll just make this dark and mysterious. Here, raise my, want this negative space to be dark. Okay, now I'm switching to my darker marker just to show off. Now I'm going to do me, because I'm the star, just a little bit more dark and intense than the background. And I'm not going to do everything, just parts that I think are important. Maybe just one glass, not the other one. It's good to do things in an uneven way. Just reinforcing the things I want. Get that nice chin of mine, neck. So I'm just kind of tweaking and looking for things that I think are interesting. I'm not going over the same line, but I'm revising as I go. It's fun. And then here, that arm, I had to sort of correct that. So those extra lines don't bother me. I hope they don't bother you. Just come down, drawing down here, you guys know. Here's that big negative space that I was talking about. That'll be dark. And here, this is dark, might have some variation. Okay, I said I wasn't going to do the background dark, but these light fixtures might be a little bit darker. Just here and there, just to liven it up. Okay, ready to paint. Let me get them out. Okay, I spritzed my colors, which I usually do ahead of time to get everybody sort of activated in the party. Often I start with the background just because it's the most forgiving. Whereas, the figure, you might be a little bit more tentative. I don't feel particularly tentative, but I'm going to start with the figure this time because I want to make sure that this stays kind of light. I'm going to work in my dirty tray, which I often do. Bring this over here. I work in my residue tray, and I pick up my pure colors, and I think of the residue as the little flavoring to my colors. My skin tone is a little bit yellowy. I'm a little swarthy. Anyway, skin tones can freak you out, but just ballpark it. Okay, so I'm going to go right in, and I'm going to get down dirty, baby. Just going to block in quick. Let's pretend I'm in my guest house and I've only got a half an hour before I got to go to dinner. So I'm going to work fast. So I'm going to block in, and then I'm just pulling out some lights with my tissue. Can you see that? A little variation right away. And then I might put in a little darker tones. I actually picked up some residue from somewhere else for the dark side. I got a dark side. Yes, it's true. There we go. I don't have a lot of strong light on me, but I'm just making it up. I'm saying, okay, light source is coming from that away, which, trust me, is very helpful to have a kind of a light source. Okay, and just soften, chill out, but that's pretty good. And now I definitely don't do this early, but I'm going to, just for fun, because it's the star of the show, I'm going to go right in with my pop color, which is this dress that I have on. And I'm going to do it a little bit uneven, just to suggest that there's these flowers on here. I'm sure not going to draw the flowers. Too much trouble. So I'm just creating some variation, a little pattern in my dress. Or maybe too, I can I'll get impatient. I'll be like, okay, let's get on with it. I'm just gonna. Then I might blot it to create some texture too. There we go. When that dries a little bit, I'll probably put some more intense color back in, but for now, that's good. All right, going right for the dark brown for my hair. Again, this is the speed version. Good. I know it looks a little shiny in this light. I'll be sure and post the finished product when I'm done. Okay, that's good. And then while I got this brown going, I might as well use it. I made a darker version right away, and then let's get that in there. We got a doorway. Just going to create some texture with it. Okay, back here. Oh yeah, right on the side of my neck. Because this wants to be very dark. Usually there's like another mirror in my image, and that can be pretty dark. Reflections are often the darkest thing. And my light fixtures are pretty dark. There we go. Letting those light fixtures pop out. And then, okay, let's just mix a nice gray color. I'm going to pick up all my residue. See what I got. It's making a big old dirty brown. Some people call it muddy. I call it dirty, and I like it. And I'm going to switch brushes. But I don't have my favorite big brush. Where it is. Okay, I'm going to go with the round. Pick this up. Thought this would be a little bit darker. That's okay. Whoops. There we go. I just realized I forgot my butt. It's okay, I can put it in later. I'm going to make this really wet, and some of my red is running. That's okay. Another little brush so I have a little bit more control. I'm going to pick up some raw umber and burnt sienna. Make a little darker. Add a little Payne's gray. Maybe a little indigo. just making a nice black because I really want this to be sharp next to my face. But I'm just allowing for some variation that's just going to indicate that there's some kind of architectural thing happening back here. But since I can't really see anything, I'm just making it up. And then I'm going to reinforce this line because it's the one heading into my head. Like that. Get a little brush. Boop, 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 boop. Making some texture there in the back. Okay, let me do back to here. And now that this has dried a little, I can go over some of this, and the existing pattern that I drew will remain. I'm actually going to get rid of my flowers. I don't think they're working quite right. While I have this red, I'm going to take just the tip of my brush. Oh yeah, good. Then I'm just going to drag, I cleaned my brush, I'm going to drag that over so it stays a little bit lighter on that edge. This down. Do I need a little color in my cheeks? Yes, I do. Everybody does. Maybe a tip of my nose. Yeah, I like blotting with the tissue because you just get a little texture that you wouldn't otherwise count on. Okay, doing good. Okay, I have like a little edge here I want to soften. I'm just picking up a little water, playing with that. Then I'm going to make this a little bit darker because I have a pretty sharp chin. And since this is a bit of a portrait, I want to play that up. So I'm going to make that dark underneath. Good. Good, good, good. Increasing the dark a little bit more. To pop out of there, because I am the star of the show. Yeah. Okay, let me get another warm color just to balance a little bit what's going on in my dress. So I'm just going to add some warmth up here as well. And if you have a little warm here, a little warm here, put it one other place. It's always good to have a triangle of warmth. So I'm just going to put it right here. Doesn't necessarily make sense, but the drawing just needed it, or the painting. Okay, it's looking pretty good. It's rough. It's the way I like it. Okay, so this is not quite dry, so we'll see how this goes, but you can pick up relatively dry and thicker paint if you want to do some other kind of details. Like I'm just kind of exaggerating the eyebrow a little bit, making that eye pop out. And then actually when this is dry, I might come over with a red marker and make the glasses like intense red, which they are a little bit red, but I might make them even more so just to have the glasses relate more to the dress and have more color in the composition. So, okay, I think I'm done. Okay, so you would not believe all the tricky stuff that went on when you weren't looking. I made the glasses red. I used actually my full arsenal of drawing supplies, marker, colored pencil. I made these lights more shaped substantially. I added color in the mirror, just a suggestion of something back there. There's actually some red in here. I don't know if you could see it, but I softened these dark tones and just gave them more life by adding color and added earrings. I'm pretty happy. Let me see if I can pin it so you can see it better. Not sure if I did that. Anyway, I will post it. I'll take a scan and post it. But meanwhile, I had a brilliant idea while I was doing this. What if we do a Zoom portrait challenge where everybody does a portrait? It can be of someone else because we're all Zooming. We're looking at other people. Do a Zoom portrait of somebody you know, or you can do yourself. And you can do it live like I did. You need 2 devices to set up this situation. You can do what I did, or you can just take a screenshot. Take a screenshot and work from that, but do the Zoom window. That's your composition. So whatever's going on back there, you're going to have to deal with or not. Just use what you want. So I think it'll be really fun. So I'll start a Facebook group. It'll be called the Zoom Challenge with Amy Diapise. And that will be great. Everybody's Zooming. Let's make it into a party. I will also in the comments below put the link to the In the Mirror series. And also I did another video on construction of the head that is sort of more of the bells and whistles that actually really help to know the bells and whistles a little bit so that you can just do the few marks that make the head or make the figure in a very simplified way. So you learn a little and then you don't use it all is the way it goes. So I think that's it. Oh my gosh, I had fun. I hope you did too. Leave me comments, ask me questions. This is Art Conspiracy. Everybody in. And it's my website is artconspiracy.net. And I will see you soon. Take the Zoom portrait challenge. Okay. See ya.